Welcome to this week's episode of Mental Wellness Insights, bringing sunlight into mental health. This week we are discussing social media. Apart from the many positive effects of social media in our lives, we also know that it leads to tremendous stress, pressure to compare ourselves to others, increased sadness and isolation. Let us discuss social media effect on our mental health. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe, share, and click on the notification bell. Blessings. So then, what do you think, or what should be done to remedy all these issues? We talked about depression, anxiety from social media, from social comparison. What then should be done?
Yeah, I think the first thing that one has to do to mitigate these feelings that come out from the social media, the first thing is to be self-aware. Self-awareness is key. Self-awareness, and the first way to be self-aware is to notice what triggers this social comparison. Notice what triggers this social comparison. What is it that triggers the social comparison? What is it? Do I really feel bad when I look at other people's pictures? Or do I feel good about myself despite people being in the social media? Do I see myself as just another human being? Or do I know that I am unique in all that I'm doing? So another thing that that can mitigate this is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is a very, very good thing. As in psychology, we know that being grateful for the little things, being grateful for life, being grateful for the air that we breathe. All these things can help us, help us mitigate the negative feelings that come out from social comparison, especially the depression or the anxiety that come out from that. So we also talk about being present. Being present, presence is a very, it's a very good thing, because so many people look at the ideal, look at the future, look at so much at the past without being present. How is my life now? That is a question we need to ask ourselves. How is my life now? Am I still that unique individual human being? So all these things are ways that can mitigate negative feelings that come out from social media comparisons.
Somebody said that social media has made them lose faith in humanity. Can you comment on that?
Okay. Yeah, because the world is going into, even a more dangerous or a more sophisticated part of the social media. The world is going into what we call the age of the AI, the age of the artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Where people, they can even stay behind and things are being automated for them.
Yeah.
So when we look at that, we don't know how the world is going, where the world is leading us to, where all these things are leading us to. The age of the AI, where people will post their pictures that has been, curated by these artificial intelligence apps, by ChatGPT and their likes. So we don't know where all these things are leading us. So that statement, the social media, though very helpful in communication, it is, we can't exhaust the fact that the social media is very helpful. But on the other side of the coin, we see how people are using it negatively, and we see how it is impacting on the mental health of our youth. Yes.
So now I want you to talk to the youth regarding social media.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think, dear youth, I think it is very important that we learn how to mitigate these negative behaviors, these negative feelings that come out from the social media, especially when it comes to social comparison. Social comparison can be a way of inspiration, can be a way of motivation, as we move forward in this age. But if we are to use it in a negative way, it can lead to depression, anxiety, it can lead to even suicidal thoughts and actions. So the best way is to always be careful of how you use the social media. Be careful of the type of comparisons that you make in the social media. And I will leave you with this one sentence that when you begin to compare yourself with others negatively, you are insulting yourself, because comparison is like, I see it like running your own race but in another person's tracks. I see comparison as running your own race but in another person's tracks. So know that you are a unique individual. Know that there is nobody like you. You are unique. God has created you the way you are. So both your physical appearance, both your opinions, both your abilities are very unique. And when you begin to be self-aware about this, you can grow more through social comparison, rather than growing less and becoming depressed.
Is social media making people afraid of being on their own? Like before social media age, you could find a person on their own, just on their own, but now people want to be like connected all the time.
Yes.
Does it have any psychological is there some psychological explanation on this?
Okay, because the human being is a social being. You cannot extricate, you cannot remove the human being from the social space. What makes the human being is also part of that sociability, that we're able to interact, that we are. In fact, there is a man called Daniel Goleman. He said that man is wired to connect. The way we are wired to connect in such a way that we cannot remove ourselves from the social space. But as we are also in that social space, we need to be careful of what we do in that social space. The kind of feelings we have, the kind of thoughts, the kind of words that even come out from us. So all those things are, the man basically is a social, I don't want to put it in this way, social animal, but it's a social being. We are all social beings, and we all desire to connect to others. But in that, it is also paramount that we know that we understand the basis of the social space that we are in. Yes.
And also to know ourselves. I think you have talked about that.
Exactly.
To know myself, and to know my values, and to know my purpose, so that whatever I see out there does not impact me that much.
Exactly.
Yeah. And because a long time ago we did not have all this, and we still manage.
Yeah. I'm beginning to even wonder, how the emergence of this social media, is becoming more problematic, because before now, there was no social media. All we could have was maybe the television or the mass media as it is. So people also survived. People were interacting. People were also, but we cannot say that it is totally bad now.
No.
Yeah, but how do we use it? That is the big question.
Is it possible to then can you advise one to audit their social media presence? And how do I go about auditing or controlling my social media presence?
I think it's a very key part. Taking social media breaks is a very good way of auditing my social media presence. For example, you can say from this time to this time, I'm not going to use social media. I'm going to live and attend to the real world. After some time, I go back to the social media. Especially those people who use the social media as a source of their living creators. Sometimes the best way is to have social media breaks. And also look at how much have I developed using the social media. How much have I developed my online presence, and how much have I also developed as a unique individual in the real world? As we look at the social media, let us also look at how people also develop in the real world. As we audit our lives in the social media, as we look at how much our presence in the social media means a lot to some people, we also look at how our presence in the physical world, on the real world, means a lot to people, because we cannot abandon one to face the other.
So we must create a balance.
Yes, balance is the key.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, is social media because when we are too much on social media, are we thinking, is it increasing our thinking capacity, or is it impacting negatively in our thinking capacity?
Some psychologists have tried to make the argument that the social media increases our thinking capacity, that the use of these intelligence systems helps us think more. But the other side of the coin is that information overload that is happening in the social media, where because of a lot of information going on, a lot of things are going on in the social media, people do not know which way to follow. There are even extremists have used the social media to implant their ideas. Extremists can also use that avenue to put in their ideas to people. So because of this information overload, it can create a problem, a mental health problem in the society. And this problem, if not taken care of, it can lead to so many other mental health issues that we know.
Yeah, this issue that anytime you want some information, you run to social media. You do not take time to also think about your side of what you think about it. You go to what somebody else thinks about it. Is that not a negative impact on our ability to think and to create ourselves?
Yeah, that is the problem of this social media comparisons. And when someone who does not really have a unique say about himself or herself, he or she is always running to the social media, to know what other people are saying, or to know how people are doing things in order to follow them. Instead of sitting back and understanding my uniqueness, understanding how can I make an impact on the world, how can I make a unique impact on the world. Sometimes people even go to the extent of imitation, imitating other people, so much that they lose themselves. They lose themselves in that social media space, because they are always imitating others, imitating celebrities that they would love to be, imitating the ideals. They lose their own real
self-identity.
Yeah, identity, and by so doing, they also lose that unique contribution that they would have made to
the world.
Yeah.
And this issue of, I see person A dressing that way, in a certain way, and I want, or dressing in maybe an expensive way, or driving an expensive vehicle, and I want. Those are the things that bring depression, because then my background and person A's background are very different.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably he or she has a way of getting these things. I am going to be driven to do things, even immoral things, to get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When people are driven to do so many immoral things in order to get to their perceived standard of living, that is a very bad social media comparison. Because we all are unique, we all have our unique selves, and we are not to be pushed because of the achievements of others. We should not be pushed because of the achievements of others. That others are achieving does not mean that whatever you have is not enough. That ability to say to yourself, I am enough.
Yeah.
Despite my challenges, despite the situation I'm going through, to say that I am enough. Is that self-identity. It's part of the self-identity that we are talking about. So everybody is unique. That another person is achieving a lot of things or showing off on the social media does not necessarily mean that I cannot achieve it through a good means.
Yeah.
Through a good means. So, and many of our youths are doing bad social comparisons by going into immoral activities like cyber crimes, like kidnapping, and so many other things in order to just reach to a certain standard that they feel is accepted by the social media space.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to think that in social media the word achievement is losing its meaning, because achieving is not, previously achieving is what you have worked hard for.
Yeah.
But in social media, a lot of it is not what you have worked hard for. It's what you have got from whichever. You do whatever it is to get it, to show it there. And then a lot of times also we show what is not ours, but make other people think it is ours, and push those people to do bad things for them to achieve. Isn't that is immoral?
Yeah, you touched on something very important when you say, people who go on borrowing things and showing off on the social media. It's a very, it's our reality now in the social media space, where people go in front of cars that they do not even know the owners to take pictures and post, and some other person sees it and thinks that, oh, he has already got a car, or he has already got a house. And some people go in front of houses that they do not know the owners, and they even take the pictures. So you can get a lot of things going on in the social media space, and all of that does not mean achieving. Achievement is what you have really worked out for, what you have sweated, what you have really, you have planned, and you're able to go through that plan, and you're able to get to the point where you say, yes, I have done it. So even while on that plan, it doesn't mean that you have not achieved. Achievement means whatever little efforts you have made. It is not because person A has reached to a certain level, it means that I have not achieved. The little efforts I have made,
you have achieved.
You have achieved. Yes. So that is a very good thing. We need to know, let the youth know about this. That the effort that we put on every day in order to get to a desired outcome is achievement. While it is also a process of achievement, it is also an achievement in itself.
Yeah. So in the social media era, then we need a lot of maturity for one to be able to make personal decisions, informed decisions on the way their life, the path they want their life to take.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are living other people's lives. I'm not living my life, I'm living the life of that celebrity. But then, while in the process of living that life, I'm very dissatisfied with myself. I'm very depressed. I'm anxious. Yeah, I am very sad, I'm very lonely. But out there, I am putting a facade of having everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. There is a saying that everyone thinks that everyone else is happy. In social media, everyone thinks that everyone else is happy except themselves. Yeah. So, the social media has this design where people put on this facade of, looking happy, looking like they have already achieved a lot, looking like they are already blessed.
Yeah.
People do show only their success stories instead of also their own failure stories. Mm-hmm. So, and it can bring a lot of anxiety to those who go to the social media. And there's a very key word in psychology that is among the cyber psychologists that is called doom scrolling. Mm-hmm. This doom scrolling is the attitude of scrolling through the social media and seeing a lot of things, and because some of these social media are designed in such a way that they do not have an end. You keep on scrolling and scrolling. Yeah. and scrolling and scrolling, and you never get to the end of it. So you keep on scrolling, not even forgetting that time is running out. Mm-hmm. So the scrolling can even bring a lot of anxiety. Mm-hmm. Because as you are scrolling, you are seeing so many beautiful things and you are feeling so sad about yourself. So it can bring a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, mm-hmm. a lot of envy, as someone can still keep on scrolling on his or social media, forgetting that he is also a human being. Yeah,
and the sad part of it, as you are scrolling and wasting time, you're wasting a time which you could have used maybe to do some research or to read. Yeah. So you are doing scrolling, like you say, doom scrolling. Mm-hmm. You're scrolling to your doom.
Exactly. Some people, that doom scrolling can, you forget that as a unique individual, you need to also make a contribution to the world, make a contribution to the universe, because you are there checking up on other people, how they are doing, how they are showcasing themselves, and you yourself, you are wasting a lot of time that you should have used positively for yourself and for your own improvement. Yeah. And then you are also scrolling to your doom. Exactly, it's very true.
But what future do you see in the social media? Is there going to be a change for the better or a change for the worse?
I think our word is, I am a positivist. By nature and also by my training. Mm-hmm. So I see the world moving to a more positive era, where these intelligent systems are able to help us. But it is also a caveat, a warning for our youth, to mind how they are able to use this social media space, so that we can use it positively. We can use it in a way that can improve our lives. We can use it in a way that gives meaning. There is a way that you use the social media that projects that you are using it in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
You are using it to improve the universe. You are using it to make sure that things work out for good instead of the other way around. Yes.
Thank you so much for your time. Is there anything that you think we have not touched on before we finish?
I think it's just a general comment, to tell our youth, please be real, even on the social media. Try to, as much as possible, even though the social media is a virtual world, please try to be real in all your dealings on the social media space.
Thank you very much, and use the social media positively.
Exactly.
To make a positive impact on yourself and to the society.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for watching our episode today. We have learned a lot about social media, but mostly the parting shot is use social media positively. Social media is very positive, it's very good for us, but it has a lot of negative impact on us and especially on the youth. When you use it to compare yourself to others, when you use it to do illegal things, immoral things, it is not right. Use it to develop yourself. Thank you very much. Please remember to subscribe, to like, to comment, and click on the notification bell. Blessings.